Hello everybody and welcome to a new game. This is called Cities Skylines. It is so new it's not even out yet, but we're doing a video series on this game. This is a city building game and I gotta say I like these ones. I've been playing this one a fair bit and it's awesome, and we're going to do some videos and we're going to have a lot of fun together. So yeah, it's called Cities Skylines. It's made by Paradox Interactive. This is coming out on the 10th of March, which is a Tuesday, and these guys have been awesome. They've sent me a copy of the game in advance to play and make videos on, which I am so happy to do. This is a really cool game. It's kind of like a spiritual successor to SimCity, and if you remember that game, it looked great, but it was unfortunately horribly broken, and we did a whole bunch of videos on that a while ago, and eventually I gave up. But anyway, we're going to do some videos on this one. It looks really cool, City Skyline. I have been playing it a fair bit. We're going to start a new game, and let's go through what we have to choose from right here. So a whole bunch of different scenarios. They come with different natural resources, and this is something you can do later in the game. You can make industries that take advantage of these resources. I'm yet to really tap into that part of the game, but what I've learnt so far are the basics and getting into some of what feels like the mid-game stuff as well. So there's still a lot for me to learn, but we're going to go with Sandy Beach because I haven't actually played on this one yet. I played on a couple of the other ones. Made some cities, made some mistakes, learned a lot, but we're going to go through it together and hopefully build a fantastic city. So let's click start, and while the world is loading, just want to remind you guys to like the video. As always, by doing that you can show me some support and let me know that you want to see more of these videos, because my plan at the moment is to do them daily, and if that's what you want to see then you can let me know by hitting the like button. But anyway, let's get right into it. Here is the game. It's fantastic. Let's just pause it for a second. We have this area right here. And you might be looking at that and thinking, that is too small for my city. This is like SimCity, it's, you know, not big enough. Well, don't worry about that, because when you zoom out, we can't actually see it at the moment. But basically there's a grid of 9 blocks, and this is the middle one, and you can actually expand it a further 4 in whatever direction you choose to do so. So this thing can be a lot bigger. This game is pretty cool, by the way. It's got a lot of support for modding, and one of the things you can do with modded is take all of those 9 tiles and combine them all together for one massive city, which you might run into problems with because it's not supported. But anyway, let's start off with the basics. We're going to build a road system, and from what I've learned, traffic in this game is important. That's usually how it goes with these kinds of games, and I had a little bit of trouble setting up a decent road system early on. Now, one of the strange things you've got to do is build a little section of road to unlock the next ones, which are actually the ones we want. These are one-way roads going into the city, and they can be a little bit of a pain to work with. What we're going to do is extend this out a fair bit, and then we're going to wrap it around back onto itself. So that connects. That almost looks like, look at this. That wasn't straight at all, was it? Oh well, that doesn't matter. That's just a minor inconvenience right there. We'll be able to make our road system nice and straight. So we have some awesome tools for making curved roads. If you point it in the direction you want it to go, you can then curve from that direction around like so and make a nice curved road. Now this section right here is a one-way street. We're going to branch off of it to create some industry on one side and some residential on the other. And I think what we're going to do is put our industry down here and our residential up in this area going across. The reason why is because this is the incoming lane, and I kind of found it was difficult to get our industry over to this side without creating a lot of traffic, because intersections will create a lot of traffic in this game. So we want to leave some space behind this area to come back to in the future and improve this road system right here. Believe me, that is going to be a smart thing to do. So we're going to start our grid somewhere over here. This is going to leave a big amount of space on the side, which is fine, and we want our grid to go back up here. And I did it wrong because I'm using the wrong tool, so let's switch over to the correct one and put in that first road. There we go. Now I want to have our main road going across, which is going to have some commercial district between that and the residential, a little bit further away from this road right here. So somewhere around there looks good, and we'll come out that far for now. And then we're going to create a grid. Now grids aren't terribly exciting, and my plan is not to have an entirely gridded city. I want to let, you know, some interesting formations of roads and such emerge as we play. But what we're going to do from the get-go is build this grid properly. Now you see how I've left 2 block gap. It's kind of hard to demonstrate. Actually no, it's not. Just zoom in over here, you can see, look, 2 blocks. These blocks represent where you can zone areas, so we can put our different housing in, or commercial, whatever it is we want to do. And we want a 2-block gap so that we can correctly power this entire area. Now the next one, we only want to be a single block gap. This can use, sorry, not even a gap at all. This can use a couple of attempts to do that, because the next one's going to have 2 wide as well. And we're going to run power lines in from the side into this area and into that gap, and that's actually a really good way to lay it out here. So you see how it doesn't let us snap to the nearest bit. We actually just need to make that a little bit bigger, come back, and now it's 2 wide again. So we've got a little bit of our basic grid going right here. Our city is going to need power, it's going to need water, and a whole bunch of other things, but you unlock them as you expand your population. So we will start off by creating this grid. Now notice how these snap to the grid that we can't quite see. That's great, because what we're going to do is just pull it all the way across like that. And that looks good. Now notice how having the power lines cuts away where you can build. That's another good reason for doing it like this, because you want your city to be nice and efficient, of course. Now my placement here might not be the best. Let's have a look. That's coming over at a wonky angle. We'll probably come back and rebuild that. You can see there's a little bit of space over here that later on in the game we're probably going to want to take advantage of. But anyway, we're going to need some power for that. And where are we going to put the power? I'm thinking all the way down in the corner, sort of out of the way, so we don't have to think about it. And, oh, this is interesting. Let's have a look. I'm not actually sure. The legend says connected and active. I don't think this is directly related to wind speed at the moment, but it would make sense. Up on the hills, more wind. I kind of want to know what that actually means now. Because over here it's not quite talking about wind speed. But anyway, we'll just plop this down and I can look into that later. So we'll put some in this dense area over here. Actually, it's telling us now estimated production 7, estimated production 3. Brilliant. I didn't even know that last time I played. Did not notice that. I was playing in an area where everything was just white. So we're going to put them up here in the hills. We'll have one there, another one over here, and we'll fill in the space between them. But now we've got to connect them with power lines. Now the power lines need to connect to this blue box. They just need to be nearby, and then they will magically connect themselves without you having to worry. So notice how the pylons need to be like right in the middle of the roads there. And that is so it can connect up. Let's actually go for that right there, and then there to there. And now we've connected up all of this. All of this will be powered in the future, which is great. You can see the lines charging up. And so far, we have done a lot of talking about, you know, the layout and all the technical stuff. And I've got to say, this game looks absolutely gorgeous. And I can't wait until we got some buildings in our city and we can zoom in, have a look at them, check them out, do all of that cool stuff. So now I'm doing the water. You can see, but by putting them under the roads, they kind of cover the entire area. That will do for now. We need to put a water tower somewhere and then hook it up. So 2 things to consider. We also need some waste disposal. That's going to go over here on our lovely beach, the worst place possible. And for now, I think we're going to put the water tower just over here at the front of the city somewhere. It's probably not the most optimal place, but I just still like putting it there. Okay, let's connect the 2. That thing should have power. Why is it giving me a power message? Is it because I put it in between the 2 pylons? We need like its own individual one. Yes, big mistake right there. That's kind of inefficient, but you know, because we're making a video here, I can redo some of this stuff. That's going to get redone. That looks so silly. But anyway, the economy panel has been unlocked because we have some basic services. Over here you can see we can now adjust the budget for these things. You give it more money, it runs better. You give it less and it doesn't run as well. And we'll come back to this time and time again because we're going to be managing our city. Oh, I love this stuff. It's very cool. So on the opposite side now, what we want to do is get an industrial grid going. This grid is going to be narrower. It's going to go all the way down here. And I think I'm going to build that and take a little cut here because we kind of see how the roads are laid out so far. We've got a good idea of how that works. And actually, I've just realised something really important. We do need a crossroads somewhere around here because at the moment, the only way around you can go is like that. So if you want to go to work in the industrial area, you come out of the residential zone, go all the way around all of this, and then come back in. It's no good, is it? So I think what we'll do is actually have like a... Let's see if we can do a curved road here. I don't think we can. Look, it snaps to all the things nearby. It'd be lovely to have a kind of like roundabout effect, but I guess what we'll have to do is just put in a straight road right there. And this will probably slow down traffic. We'll get to that later on when the city is built up. Okay, so for now, what we're going to do is build the industrial grid. It's got to be said, this looks like a more efficient way to put in your water underneath the power lines. You can see there it spreads just to the end of the area. But now, here comes some of the exciting stuff. We are going to zone some of these areas. Now, I've got some tips for you with this. You can fill in an entire area like this, or if you come over to the edge, you can see it doesn't spread all the way over if you look on the left-hand side of the screen. Alternatively, you can use this tool to sort of highlight a square like this. And since that's going to be residential, we'll leave it like that. What you might want to do is leave a gap on the edge of the streets in case you need to upgrade them in the future. Now this one is our road into the residential area at the moment. It's going to be bigger probably in the future, have more traffic, so it'll be a good idea to leave a gap over there. And now what we need to do is just zone off these areas. So let's use the fill tool on this one. And there we go, we'll leave a 2 wide gap. Same over here. Same over there, and that's an absolute ton of area to get us going, but we need it because we need to start taxing people in our city because we have very little money left. And we can take out loans. I'm not sure if we can actually take them out this early in the game, but anyway, we're going to make all of this down here, with the exception of that 2 wide gap, our commercial area, which is going to be a barrier between the residential and the industrial area, which will be over here. So let's just fill in a massive block on this side, leave that bit there 2 wide. And actually, I'm going to leave it 2 wide. Well, the plan was to expand it in this direction. I think that'll be enough, at least for how far I've gotten into the game already. So, yeah, we'll stick with that plan, and no, we'll actually be efficient. Doesn't make sense to not do this, leave 2 on either side, until you know you definitely won't actually need that. So let's just create a big bit like that, a big chunk on either side. And there we go, we successfully zoned off some areas. And I missed something right there. Hopefully more people will move into the city. That's right, I've forgotten something. You see those little bubbles? They are telling us, hey, we've done something wrong. Completely forgot about sewage. Now we don't have enough money for sewage, so we better be able to take out a loan, which we can't. That is a little bit embarrassing. How has that happened? We're going to have to tax people to get the money to pay for that. A bit of a bad start. A bit of a bad start. Last time I played it went pretty well. Kind of tried to aim a little bit bigger here by putting down so many roads, and that probably wasn't the best of ways to do it. So let's have a look. What can we do now? Speed up the city, hopefully get some more income, enough to pay for it. How much do we need? Let's have a look. It's not the water pumping station, it is the water drain pipe. It's just 2,500, so I'm hoping we can get there. It might take a moment. And here's one of the things I wanted to show you. The animations of the buildings coming up is amazing. They don't just appear there. Let's zoom in over here and see if we can catch one in action. There it goes. You see it? Lovely animations right there. That looks really cool. Then the house can appear inside. Then the scaffolding comes down. And little details like that I think people have wanted to see for a long, long time in these games. It's really weird when buildings just pop out of thin air. But as you may have saw just over here, the trees that come after it, they pop out of thin air, which is kind of odd. Really odd, actually. And right now we're in debt because we've made a terrible mistake, so I'm just going to let time pass by. There you go, you saw the trees pop out, and see if we can actually correct this or not. You know what, playing and talking sometimes isn't as easy as it seems. Completely overlooked the financial situation. Building way too big for the start, so I've sort of gone back to the drawing board, recreated the same thing. So I've just unpaused the game. That means people are moving in over here. Our industry is about to start, and we need to do the same thing we needed to do a while ago. However, we got 30,000 in the bank, and it kind of feels like a lot of that disappeared. Obviously, we spent a lot on roads and stuff like that, but still feels like a heck of a lot more to have lying around. So we're going to dump the water onto this ocean right here, which is all we can do with it at the moment. And when I say dump the water, what I actually mean is dump the waste. Now, this is underground, so I guess it can go all the way over here. And these don't interfere with metro, underground railroads or anything like that, which is pretty cool. So you can just have it going wherever it needs to go. And that may look a little bit odd because it's out of shape with our grid, but it doesn't matter. It's a direct path. And this thing now needs power. Something else I've forgotten. So we'll run a power line across the edge of the city like this, from the corners up to there. Actually, it only needs to go into that area technically, but we'll connect it up to that. And that has cost us a whopping 12,000. So we've gone right into it there. You can see there's a lot of demand down here for residential, and also a little bit for commercial, a little bit for industrial. They're complaining about power. They should have enough. I don't know why. It's all connected up, I do believe. So let's click on this right here. By the way, in the top left corner we have, what's this called again? Info views. We can pull up information about the city. Electric consumption is 0, and electricity availability is high. So why is it not getting there? That should be powering everything. I'm a little bit confused. Let's put it that way. Our power output is 8 megawatts. And so somewhere along here there must be a break in the line, and I think I've spotted it. When I placed down this water tower, for some reason it disconnected the power by the looks of it. Yep, didn't realise it had done that, so let's demolish that bit right there and reroute it behind and across, and now we have power. We've solved a problem which should have been solved from the get-go. Don't know quite how that happened, but there we go, we solved it, and now our city has power. And let's also just zoom in here for a second, because this game is lovely. I did talk about it earlier. It looks really great. Look at all these lovely little houses. Very nice detail right here, and the game looks really good. It looks especially good when you have loads and loads of cars moving around the city. Now, how did these houses get built, and how did these people get there? Because we haven't even connected our roads up together yet, and already they're moving in, which is very strange, but there you go. Somehow they got in there. And let's connect up the road system, which we've done, and now we should see the cars start to come into the city. Are you going in? No, you're going straight past. We'll see them come in soon. So now it's a little bit of a waiting game. We kind of want to get people into the city, expand slowly, and as our population goes up, we'll be able to build more and more things as we unlock them and such. But as of right now, things are very quiet. I'm going to admit it, I was scared for a while there. I thought maybe we bugged out the game by not putting in those roads before we zoned off this area. Then this steady stream of traffic starts pouring into the residential area. I guess these are the people probably moving into their homes. If we click on these, we can get information about them. 2 children and 5 adults in that one right there. Can we find anyone that doesn't have someone in? Maybe that's people where they're driving into the city. It looks like they're all actually occupied, quite a lot of people in these houses as well. It's really cool. Every single person in this game is simulated, by the way. You know, in SimCity it kind of generated jobs out of thin air, and then it simulated the people having jobs but not actually going to work or anything like that. Every single person in this game has a role, and they'll be simulated, you know, going from their house to work. And the only one thing I found a little bit strange is that the game doesn't have a day-night cycle. So you could never really kind of tell if people are getting to work on time or not, but it seems to simulate every single person, which is really cool. So we can see the owner, we can click on their name as well. Alright, so they parked down the street a little bit, and that's something you'll see on this game, people parking on either side of the street. I'm hoping later on in the game you can unlock car parks or something like that. That would be very cool. So you could take control of that situation, but I haven't got that far in yet. But anyway, we're in a good position now because we have slowly expanded our city. We're in the positive with our budget. If we have a look over here and open this up, you can see our income from these areas are enough to put us in the positive. So over here, our expenditures, which are power and water at the moment, and also roads as well. And then down here is our income. So we're in the positive, we're moving in the right direction, and we're just going to have to steadily expand until we hit the right population, which I think is around 600. So what we're probably going to do is, with the money we have left, chuck in a few more roads, put in a few more areas. If we speed this up as well, we might see them expand over here, because I made the roads a little bit longer. You can see I've left that too wide gap at the end, because this is where we're probably going to have another road, and it might need to be upgraded. But anyway, I think what I'll do while we wait is expand in this direction, and you can see I put in a little bit of commercial just in this back area. It's always good to put a few of those in the residential areas, just so people have shops nearby, which is obviously how things work in the real world as well. So a little bit of expansion. We're aiming for 600 people, although it looks like we're booming at the moment. The population is going up rapidly here. That's good. That's very good. And now we have a power problem, actually, I do believe. Let's open up power on this side, and yes, we don't have enough, so we need another one of these things. Let's put one down right here, and that should actually, we'll put it on that side. That seems to be in the better area for the amount of power, and we did it. We are now a little hamlet. Awesome. So we unlock things, and there are quite a few of these that you go through quickly. In fact, we can see them. Look here, a worthy village. And we can only see the next one, so our next goal will be 1,000. It means we can unlock areas, we can buy land to attach to the city, we have districts, policies, we can take out loans, and fire and police department comes into play. But as of right now, we have unlocked the garbage service, the healthcare, the education, taxes and loans, and we can build these facilities as well. So the power bubbles are gone. We correctly solved that problem, and in the next episode we'll have to do some of those cool new things we unlocked, because I want these videos just to be about 20 minutes. That feels like a good time. But I'd love it if you left a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this game. Let me know what you want to see in this series. We're going to do it day by day. I'm going to be reading your comments, grabbing your feedback, and when I record the next video we can take into account some of the things you guys have suggested. But as this game is not even released yet, I'm guessing that most of the knowledge is going to reside within what the developers have released and us like Let's Players who are playing the game at the moment. But there you go. I really like this game. I think it's amazing. Just got to say it one more time. Leave a like on this video if you want to see more. We're going to do daily uploads for a while, so show some support. But that's it from me. This video, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing for some more City Skylines. I also do Minecraft content as well. But that's it from me this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow.